In today's video, this was recommended that I do talk about incense basically by a subscriber, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about incense. I have burned quite a lot of incense over the years. I started, I think, with the House of Matriarch cones, with their perfume scented cones. A little bit more on the expensive side for those, and to be honest, I struggled with those in terms of, like, I would buy a tin and half of them wouldn't light. I struggled like actually getting them to burn. I ended up moving on to incense sticks, which I find kind of more reliable than the cones from my experience. And this particular brand, I've gone through a few different ones, but the ones that I'm using at the moment was recommended to me by Aaron from Scent of Samadhi, if you're familiar with him on Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel. And Aaron told me that he likes this brand and that I should check them out, so I did check them out. They have a UK website. They ship to the UK, presumably because Aaron buys them, that they ship worldwide. They are handmade, hand-rolled in India. And so yeah, we'll talk about them. I have quite a few with me in my drawer because I like them. I have a lot of different ones. My favourite I don't have at the moment because I used it all up and I don't have the box left. But I will give you a heads up that my favourite is Just Frankincense. It's Frankincense. I have a Just Frankincense one here, but this one isn't as good as the... This is a slightly cheaper box, and it's the more expensive one that smells really good. This one's quite mild, it's soft, it's not overbearing, it's quite mellow. But if you like Just Frankincense, something like that, you might enjoy. My favourite one though is the one that's a bit more expensive, but the smell is amazing. Very, very smooth, beautiful, the way that it burns and the way that it smells before burning as well. What I like about some of these, not all of them, but some of them actually, you can smell them without burning them if you just leave them upright in the incense holder. And my incense holder is kind of within about a meter of my bed, kind of half a meter away from my bed. It actually scents the air, so I get wafts of it when I'm lying in bed, even when it's not burning, so that's quite nice. But yeah, when they burn very evenly, very nicely, and the room smells great with them, so I'm really enjoying them. I've used them for quite a while now. Frankincense is my favourite, but not that specific one, the other frankincense, which is, like I say, more expensive. The next one I have is Amber and Rose. So the frankincense one that is my favourite comes in a similar box to this one. But yeah, Pure Incense is the company, Pure Incense, and this is called the Absolute range. So if you look up the Absolute range and then find frankincense, that's my favourite. But all of them are really pretty good. Amber and Rose is like very strong, one of the stronger ones, and it's exactly what the name says. You get rose, and you get, I would say, a more of a sweetened kind of amber. To me it smells a little bit vanilla-y, like you get this kind of sweet hit. You get a kind of a nice, deeper kind of red rose, and this kind of sweet, ambery, woody kind of tone behind it. It is very rosy and very nice. I like it. I think that's a great one. And smells, like I say, this scents the air around it even when it's not burning. So that very, very good, very nice. Amber and Rose, I am enjoying all of them, to be honest. Another one is called Oud Black Absolute. I've tried a few of their oud incense because they have more than one. None of them smell like oud, to be honest, and this is no exception. It doesn't smell like oud. This one is a bit odd to me. I like it, but it's a bit odd. I get something a little bit mentholated in when I smell it like this. It's mentholated, it's got a fresh kind of, like I say, menthol kind of minty kind of vibe, along with this kind of sweetened, kind of dark, kind of woody tone. But it doesn't really remind me of oud. The smell in general I like, but I wouldn't say it's oud, but it's interesting. This one says it's from the Absolute range, Pure Incense, the Absolute range, Oud Black Absolute, pure and natural temple grade incense, 20 grams, made in India with devotion. But I think the quality is very nice. On the back it says, our incense is steeped in centuries of tradition, using perfected recipes passed down through the generations of one family. This incense is not a mass product produced, rather it was developed for use in temple worship and is hand-rolled, produced with focused consciousness in a happy environment using the purest ingredients. The Absolute range is a stronger, richer and more potent than the Classic range, having more oil and sandalwood powder in the base, makes for a smoother incense. Awaken moods and emotions according to the subtle properties of each unique fragrance. Relax and enjoy the pure incense experience. It even has the ingredients list: distilled water, pure ultra ground charcoal, clear white bamboo, flower petals, flower essences, amber resins, sandalwood cedar, vanilla powder, that would explain the sweetness, gum elemi, gum apopanax, gum labdanum, gum copal, mastic, damar, myrrh, mako powder, tragacanth gum, gum olibanum frankincense, and gum arabic. So you can see by that there isn't actually any kind of oud powder, so to speak, which would explain why it doesn't smell of oud. But in general, the smell is nice. I don't know what's producing the kind of more, how did I describe it, mentholated kind of vibe. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what I get from it. Another one that's enjoyable is rose and lavender, and this one is exactly what the name suggests. They are true to their name. It's a combination of rose and lavender and is very pleasant. Like I say, these scent your room a little bit when they're not burning. Oh, I want to sneeze. It gets up your nostrils smelling it like that. But they burn really well, and yeah, they make your room smell great. One of my favourite ones that I've purchased a couple of times is the Yogi collection. And the Yogi collection, why I like it is because it contains a different bunch of incense in one box. So you've got agarwood, so an oud one, frankincense, which is great, something that I can't pronounce but I'll put the name on the screen, sandalwood and black sandalwood. And this one again is described as a temple grade incense, 5 times 10 grams. And so this one comes, when you open it, in all these different packs like this inside, and each one's got their own sticker to label it. The sandalwood is fantastic. I would say the sandalwood is my second favourite behind the frankincense. Frankincense, if you want to try my personal favourites, the temple grade frankincense one, the connoisseur, I think it's actually called connoisseur. I'll try and link the exact one that's my favourite. But frankincense followed by this, the sandalwood is great. Slightly sweetened, I don't know if this has got the vanilla powder thing in it as well. But yeah, kind of a slightly sweet sandalwood, smells great in the air. The next one is black sandalwood. To be honest, they smell very similar. Maybe less sweet. The next one is the agarwood. This one doesn't have the same mentholated notes as the actual oud collection previously. This one does smell different. It's a slightly musky kind of musky, resinous-y, maybe even a little bit spiced in a way. Kind of makes me want to sneeze smelling it like that because the powder's gone straight into my brain. Give me a minute. Frankincense. Oh, great. Love the frankincense. And the one that I can't pronounce the name of is interesting. To me, it reminds me a little bit of almost like lotus. It's like a slightly kind of watery floral vibe to me. But very pleasant, a bit more on the floral side. All of them are great. Like I say, my favourite, frankincense, followed by sandalwood. Kind of want to sneeze, but I burn those incenses a couple of times a week usually. So yeah, if you're into incense and you like your room kind of smelling incensey, but this is more like, some incenses are quite generic, like you get that kind of generic incense smell. These are very specific. Like if you go for a certain aroma, like it gives you that, you know. If you just want to smell like rose, you get rose. If you just want to smell lavender, you'll just get lavender. If you just want to smell frankincense, you'll just get frankincense. So that they go beyond what I consider just generic kind of incense. They give you a really perfumed smell in your room, which is really nice. All of them, I've enjoyed all of them. There isn't a bad one, so to speak, that I've tried so far. I think they burn well, they smell really good if they're just on a stick by themselves or while you're burning them. That's it. That's the incense that I'm using at the moment and enjoying. I hope you find that useful, and maybe you'll get to try them if you're into incense, if that's your thing. I don't tend to use scented candles as often. I do like tea-light candles in an evening sometimes, most nights, but they're typically non-scented tea lights. I did go through a phase of buying like Yankee candles and scented candles, but I typically prefer the incense personally. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm away in India at the moment as this video goes out, pre-recorded, so apologies if I don't respond to any comments below until I get home. But I will see you soon. The videos will be a little bit further apart while I'm away traveling, but I will be back on March 1st. Take care everyone, see you soon. Bye.
One time he disappeared for 2 or 3 days. When he came back, they asked him where he'd been, and he said, "Oh, just sailing."